I see you, chicken. You, um, I guess the stress of the situation is a little bit overwhelming. Welcome, ladies, and you boys, too. I'm Arivero, here as always, and here is Vagabond Gate. If you remember at the end of the last episode, I said I was going to tear down this iron farm and that iron farm attempt. This one is actually working. The reason it still has the top up there is because the villagers are up there, and I don't want to have to rebreed the villagers all over again. And this one's just completely gone because well, it's not completely gone. It's a little bit transported. You see, I've saved this shape, this archy shape that was right on the front corner here. I don't know if you remember locations, but it was right here. It was right here, down here, sitting down here on the green. Okay, so I've used that shape and I've carried it, made this, moved it around, tested it in a whole bunch of different places until I found that this space, this kind of spacing produced upstairs this basin of water that's going to be at least well-behaved water and get the iron golems to where they need, right? And I also played with it over here a little bit because it fits, of course, right here in this corner, and that kind of lines up there. And I thought, well, maybe I might want that there, but I'm afraid that this is going to interfere with the growth of the tree. Mathematically, it shouldn't, but I think it might. Plus, I don't really like this all out over here. So, yeah. And then the other thing is that I was playing with it because I wanted to bring this arch out far enough to make the villager holding cells, of course. So I just started putting quartz on here, and now I've got this big blob of quartz, which is highly unappealing. Excuse me. So this is what I'm looking at right now. I don't like this. I still like the arch, and I really like the arch when it was placed down here. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go back and I'm going to tear all of this down again, and I'm going to start by putting the 4 arches in position right there, along right there where they would have been on that, like right here so that they're coming up from this structure in the corners where they're supposed to be. And then at that point, we're going to have to get really creative. I want to go upward. I want it to be a taller structure than this, so I'm going to build it up, and I think I might stage or stack these arches up so that they would come out and come out and come out until it gets to where this size is that size, big enough to hold all the water in a tidy way. And then after that, we have to figure out villager holding cells. But I will do some or all of that, and I will be back. Alright, welcome back. This is what I've got so far. It's a little bit short and squat, it feels like. Part of that is because there's this this here that's elevated. There's not a whole lot I can do to change the elevation of this. There might be some possibilities, but there's probably not any actual need. So anyway, I might change that. Pick up this leaf over here. And so yeah, this distance from here to here is not the size we're looking for our finished product. So we're going to want to make this bigger. And one way that I want to try to do that is to just expand these pillars, stack them out. So right here there'd be another pillar, and right here be another pillar just like this. So, and then see how that goes. If that advances us where we want to go. So let's just start by putting some pillars up here. This pillar being here, and do I have some stairs? Yes, 2, 3. I need it here as well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and 6, 6, and then at this level, we're going to do a little bit of stairage out, and I'm going to not worry about the details of the birch right there and that slab right there, just because I want to see if this shape is going to make me happy. And I also want to just have something that I can put the next layer out, so we can just see how this layering is going to go. Hey, 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 hey! That's not the right place. Okay, see, look, it's just determined to be stubborn. This is just a really stubborn build. It's not even anything that I'm doing. It's that the blocks are conspiring against me. Okay. And do I have torches? Yes, let me have just a couple of torches. Like right, that's not a torch. That's a lead. A torch right here just to light things up a little bit because it's getting dark and it's getting scary. And I'm not going to have enough torches for enough I'm not going to have enough. Let's see. Enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 6. I'm not going to have enough of these, is what I keep trying to say. Stairs. That's what the word is. Stairs. I'm not going to have enough stairs to finish this out to connect back over here. So we're going to have to just build this and then see how far it goes. Okay, I'm afraid that I'm not going to like this shape is basically what I'm thinking. I'm probably not going to like this shape a whole lot. So, okay. Well, that'll be enough to have a look at the height of it. Nope, didn't make it to the water. I'm just that good at jumping. Okay, let's see. Okay, actually, I was thinking that would be a little bit more diagonal than it appears to be. So it might not be that bad. Okay. So let me go ahead and take this shape and finish it up to at least that height, and then we'll see what we've got. It could be better than I was expecting. This is a classic example of why you need to step back and take a look at a build every once in a while. I thought I had those things all in the right places, but I guess I was wrong. That one up there, you can see, is a straight line here. It is not supposed to be straight. It is supposed to be stepping out like this one does. So I'm going to have to go up there and fix it. Oh, and look, I've done the same thing in the back there too. Have I done it correctly? Oh, and over there as well. I do believe I have them wrong in more places than I have them right. That's going to require some fixing. All right, but here's our shape. Roughly, this is going to be the shape. This here is what I was going for. I think maybe when I get these poked all the way out, that'll be about the right size to start putting the pool in. If it's not, I'll just have to go one more layer. Anyway, like I said, be sure to step back and check your builds once in a while, because now I got to go back and redo all my work. I see you, chicken. You, I guess the stress of the situation is a little bit overwhelming. We did have a few suggestions for names from the last episode for this chicken. And for those of you who may not have seen the last episode, he's just getting a name because he's been here on this bush for kind of a long time. So his name is going to be Dylan Little, because we had a suggestion for the name Dylan, which I thought was cute. And then somebody suggested we name the chicken Little, well, which was obviously a reference to the story Chicken Little. So that means his surname has to be Little. And there was one other suggestion which I appreciated, but didn't want to use. So I dubbed thee Dylan Little. Yay, Dylan! Woohoo! Okay, so right there is the build that I've been working on. This is, of course, version 3 of our iron farm. And so, we just have, like I said, like the plan was, extended up that same shape over and over and over again until we got to this height. Then I put, till the height of the glass. I put that is the amount of glass. The glass indicates the bottom, where I'm going to put the water for the iron farm. So this is actually the spawning platform for the golem. Golem? Yes, the golem. And and then I had to extend it up a little bit higher because we're going to want the golem to spawn above that. We're going to need to put a little bit more wall structure in here to hold the water in and such things like that. So, and then I thought maybe if I could get a tree to grow there, that it would make it easier to get up there, because it's a little too high even for, what do you call it? A ender pearl? But anyway, there it is. This is actually not a small tree. This is not a particularly small jungle tree, and it's still only half the height of the tower. So as you can see, this is getting to be a very, very large project. Yes, that was a lot of quartz. Um, so anyway, the next thing I need to do is I need to get up there so that I can, what do you call it? Get up there so we can build the rest of the platform up there. I'm gonna have to figure out a way that I can get up there effectively and get up and down. Yeah. So the tree probably some kind of ladder or water elevator or something. Anyway, I have to get back up there and I have to get some supplies organized so we can go on. Okay, so whoa, hello. I got up here and I put some water up here as an elevator. That was badly done. Got myself up here. I've got a way up and down, and fortunately it was enough to save me just then. So the next thing I want to do is I want to build out. First of all, we need to build up. We need to build up right here, a wall, and we also need to build outward. So I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone. I'm gonna go here first because I need to have a place right here that's this tall in order to get that's where I need to place the water in order to get the water to flow correctly towards that center spot. And then I want to take this line here and continue it outward this way until this meets with that side, of course. And then this is going to end up being where the villager cells are going to be. Your standard iron farm design that is the ugly beast I'm trying not to create is going to be like a big square with a bunch of doors around the side, and then the villager cells basically in the middle, and square boxes basically in the middle. And I'm going to need some more torches up here. But anyway, let's do this. Something did not work exactly the same this time as over there. Okay, let's do this and this. All right. Go here. This is the wall for the water. And we're going to extend this wall along here. We're going to place doors along this. It may not be end stone. I just want to see what this is going to look like here. Is this the right place? Is that the same place as I put it there? It doesn't look like it. It looks like I might be extending the wrong diagonal line. This one is correct, though. I think the other one might be wrong. Alright, so we'll just connect these together and see what it looks like from down below and see if we want to use this particular resource, see how big it's going to. Why are you guys not matching up? Because I didn't build this tall enough. It's supposed to be this tall. Okay, so it's going to be at this height, and it's going to come over here, and this is not the center, this is, so I don't know which one's right. I'm going to have to take a minute and figure out which one of these stupid shapes is the correct shape. I'll be back. Alright. That doesn't look weird at all. A waterfall falling over a tree from this weird little. I have no idea about this tower, except that I don't want that to be a triangular shape right there. That is a little strange. I was expecting it to be strange, but that's where I wanted to start because I wanted to see what we were doing. Now, the thing that is clear to me is that we have to bring that floor level for the cells up the 2 blocks that it is from the bottom there, because otherwise it will look weird. If we tried to bring out the floor of that cell, this will in the long run end up giving us some better definition on the structure itself, on the outside of the structure. We're also going to have to figure out if we want to close this structure in, if we want to leave it a tree farm, if we want it to be, you know, like everything. Do I even want this material? I'm not offended by the material, although I probably will go with bricks instead of end stone. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna, what I also want to do is I want to round this structure off. So I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna continue this around and make less pointed end stone corners, and I will be back. Alrighty. Well, I ran into a couple of problems. For one thing, I thought I was just going to use end stone brick and make my platforms out of that. But when I threw the end stone brick up there, I decided I didn't like it. So then I went around and I was trying to find some other block that I liked, which I didn't find. I didn't find anything that I liked. The only thing I kind of like is the bone block, but that doesn't come in stairs and steps, and so that might be valuable. Not that the rest of these do come in stairs and steps, but you know, I was experimenting. So anyway, and then while I was knocking things down and having to go down there all the time to pick up my loose blocks, I remembered, oh yeah, one of the problems I had with the previous build, let me get down here on the right surface, with one of the with the one over there, was that I used that nether brick, and then I was like, okay, well, how am I going to tie this base piece into that top piece? And so I was like, okay, well, I might need to use the prismarine up there. Okay, which, just for the record, would be the whole thing would be a whole lot easier. The whole process of figuring out what I'm going to do next would be a whole lot easier if I was building the whole build, the whole town, the whole structure thing I have here on a single block palette, which is the reason I tried the netherrack, because you know I got the nether brick there. I thought, well, okay, the nether brick there, and then I was like, but that's too dark. And then somebody happened to mention to me nether brick, red nether brick, and I was like, oh, maybe the red nether brick. So anyway, no, nothing's working. The only thing I actually kind of like over here in this is the purple. It goes well enough, and maybe I might like one of the other clay colors, but I haven't gotten experimented enough. So anyway, I've discovered that I wanted this, I'm talking fast, wanted this prismarine here, so that part I'm going to keep. The rest of it, alrighty. So I'm still trying things out. I've stopped trying things out up on the top because I'm going to have this vertical shape here. This height of the structure, and there's this big void area, so I need to figure out kind of how I'm going to fill that in, and I need to make it tie into the prismarine that I have here in the sides, because I've decided that part I'm keeping. So I went into the palette of blues and greens, and I decided to try this light blue terracotta. And I didn't like that. This is too milky. It's not, the quartz can be like a little bit strong for a white. It's like a really strong white. So sometimes it takes, in my opinion, I mean, there's places that it looks really good with the clay, but in this case I don't think that the clay is, that light colored clay is going to work there, especially not with this prismarine. So then, of course, prismarine is basically a blue-green, so let's try the greens. Well, this is not quite the right green. I was also experimenting a little bit more with this geometry here. We have this rectangle set back off behind the quartz now, and it should have been closed across the here. But anyway, so this started to give me an idea of the shape and the way that the clay needed to go in with the so that be like set back. It's set back away behind the quartz for the sake of giving it depth, but it's also, it's not the right color, so I was still playing with shape at that placement. My mouth does not want to work today. Okay, so then I tried brown, and the reason I tried brown was because I tried the mushroom blocks up there. I tried mushroom blocks up there because I was finding that a lot of everything that I had already tried was either too light and it just looked bad because it was too light, or it was too dark. So here was something that was, mushroom block was going to be something that was going to be dark enough to still be contrasty, be a little bit unusual, which doesn't matter at all, and still be yeah, it's something that was going to be dark, but not be too dark, because everything that I had tried that was dark was too dark. And then this is the brown terracotta, this vertical structure here. let's go back a little bit, is just brown terracotta. And again, I was playing with the shapes. Now, the reason that I didn't keep the shape of the terracotta following up along the quartz here like I had on the other two sides is because the more you pull it out, by about this third level, let's see, 1, 2, 3, by about that fourth level, the proportion of horizontal versus vertical gets out of balance, and it looks really, really bad to have just these rectangles going across. So I did this with these same size rectangles going up, and that is going to create an additional space here that we can then use to add interest later. So I'm thinking, I don't know, windows maybe in the middle of this brown terracotta, and then some staging of the prismarine onto the quartz here. Anyway, so this is where I'm at. And yeah, like I said, the next thing I want to try is I want to try pulling some of the prismarine out in, like on this level, it'll come out in front of those blocks of terracotta, but it'll end up beside the terracotta there and there and there, and just wrap the prismarine color around. That's what I'm thinking right now. But this means, I think this means that this build is starting to actually work with me. But I don't think I'm going to get it finished in this episode. So we'll have to come back to it for the next time because I'm out of time for this episode. So, boat, air-a-doodle-doo, toodaloo.